Hey everybody, what's going on? You guys doing all right? Okay, I hope you're all doing very well. Look who's here tonight, you guys. My wife
Hi.
decided to join us for dinner.
Hi, YouTube. Merry Christmas.
You guys know I've been trying for like 2 years now to get her to do a video with me, so today's the day. She's really excited too, so maybe we'll get her to do a few more in the future. But today she got up early, made a ton of food. We're just gonna eat dinner, hang out with you guys, probably talk a little bit about how we met and maybe some other stories if we can think of any. Okay, so first things first. Okay, you guys sit back, relax, take it easy. Put your feet up, just hang out with us for a while. Okay. So let me show you what we've got here. Here's some homemade stuffing. Okay.
The most famous mac and cheese.
Oh, she makes the best macaroni and cheese.
I think he would eat it every day if I would allow for it.
Yeah, you guys know I would, right? This is sweet potato souffle. It's like sweet potatoes mashed up, and it's got a brown sugar cinnamon coating with I guess there's some pecans in there too.
And we have a vegetable medley of broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots.
You notice that's on her side, right? Because I don't eat too many vegetables. But just kidding. You guys know I love veggies. Here we have some. I went and bought one of those honey glazed spiral sliced ham. So that's what we have. I've got, as usual, water to drink. I think she's got lemonade.
Lemonade.
So we're gonna dish up some food and eat, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's see. Start with some of this. Wow, did you guys hear that? These sweet potatoes have such a crisp, crunchy coating. I hope that's not too many.
That's good. Thank you, dear.
Yeah. And it's got the brown sugar. It's chunks of pecans in there. It's amazing. Grab some of this ham. So I hope you guys are having a great Christmas. I really wanted to do a Thanksgiving video, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to, so I definitely wanted to do a special Christmas video and just hang out with you guys for the holiday.
Will you serve your mac and cheese?
Yeah, please. Oh, she made cookies too today.
I'll wait for your plate.
Okay, I was gonna bring some cookies out, but probably after all this food we won't be able to eat any cookies. Maybe I'll do just a cookies and milk video later all by itself.
Okay, let me get you mac and cheese.
I wish the microphone was a little closer so you guys could hear all those great cheesy sounds.
Is that?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
And you need to add your vegetables, dear.
I'm just gonna dump them on here. Okay, there we go.
Well, maybe 2 slices. Thank you.
All right, you guys, here we go. It's time to eat. That's what we got. Okay, Christmas dinner with Mrs. Binaural Eats. Okay.
I like that.
So, you guys are probably wondering how we met. There was this little restaurant I was at, just hanging out. It was, local place. I just like to go in there and hang out. And she came in with all of her friends. She worked right across the street. And I tell you what, I was, just like I said, hanging out, just minding my own business. And I looked up and I saw her, and she was all the way across the restaurant on a totally different side. And I looked up and I saw her, and it was like the whole world just stopped. And the only thing I could see was her. She was so beautiful. It was like everything stopped at once, and all I could just focus on was her. So I knew somehow. You remember that night?
I do.
Yeah. I knew somehow I had to get her attention, and just, I don't know. I was pretty confident back then, but as beautiful as she was looking, I didn't know. I just didn't want to embarrass myself too bad. Let's just put it that way.
No, you did good.
So I stood there patiently. It seemed like hours waiting for her to walk out, because I was right by the front door. And finally she was making her way out, and I got her attention, and I probably told her some corny joke that was like the stupidest joke in the world, but it must have worked, because all these years later, here we are. But anyway, we talked for a little bit and exchanged numbers, and she called me like 2 days later, and here we are. You guys get everything you wanted for Christmas? I still have to open my presents. She always gets me the best stuff. You guys know that. She bought me that really cool coffee mug with all my slogans on there. Believe it or not, she's the mastermind behind a lot of my videos. She does, even though she's never been in a video with me before, she really helps me out a lot with she cooks a lot of my home cooked meals, and she does all of my flower arrangements. And those aren't, just like, arrangements that you can buy at the store, and just, she makes those by hand, piece by piece, flower by flower. Mm-hmm. She puts them all together, and she buys the vases for them and everything. So she really enjoys doing stuff like that.
I do. I really do. I really enjoy like crafting and things of that nature.
Yeah, she really loves her crafting too. I think most of you guys probably remember those little snow babies she made last year. She loves doing those snow babies and the little gnomes and wreaths. Wow, you guys, she makes the most beautiful wreaths. So that's, I do my videos and she does her crafting. So at least we have some good hobbies that we can enjoy. Here's one of her.
That's for sure.
Here's one of her little projects right here. The cool little lantern. I don't know how you guys can see that or not, but there's a little family inside the lantern. This one's got a little snowman inside, and a little present all wrapped up. She actually makes the little family inside the lantern, so each one is totally different from the next one. Each one's got its own little family inside there, so those are really cool.
Everyone is unique.
Yeah. So a lot of people, they talk about, fate and two people were meant to be together and things of that nature. So, after that night in the restaurant, we started dating off and on for a couple years, but it seemed like, I don't know if the timing wasn't quite right, or We were just young. It just wasn't, it wasn't the right time, I guess is a good word, a good way to put it. But we were actually, split up for about 5 years. We didn't see each other, didn't talk to each other. And I always told myself, if you ever see her again, get her attention, see how she's doing, let her know you're doing okay, and because you don't want to just let her walk on by, because that might be the last time you ever get to see her. So, sure enough, it was like 4 or 5 years later. I had this big fish tank, gigantic fish tank, and I was a construction guy back then. So it was the middle of winter, ice cold. It was probably 0 degrees outside, maybe 5 or 10 degrees. It was ice cold outside. It was one of the coldest nights of the year.
Bitter cold.
So I decided I'm going to stop at the pet store and buy myself some new fish for my fish tank. Okay? And so I stop at the fish store. I'm just totally filthy from a day at work, and I go into the fish store, I buy my fish, and on my way home, I decide I want to go do some grocery shopping. Okay? So I leave my fish that I just bought outside in the car in the freezing cold, okay, so I can go do some grocery shopping. Well, sure enough, after 5 years, there she is inside Kroger's, strolling down the aisle with her shopping cart. I didn't know what to do. My heart started pounding like a jackhammer was in there. It did. I didn't know what to do. So I hurried up and I ran outside to the little lobby area. This was back when they still had payphones in the lobby. And I just went out there and I picked up the phone and I just acted like I was talking to somebody, and I waited and waited and waited for her to come out. Well, finally she came out and I got her attention just like I promised myself I would. I said, "Hey, how's it going?" She says, "Oh my God, it's you." And she came up and gave me a big hug. And the funniest thing was I walked her out to her car, and I was so dirty, she made me stand out in the freezing cold because she didn't want to put me in her car for fear I would get dirt inside of her car.
Oh my gosh, that is a true story.
I didn't mind one bit. I stood there in that freezing cold, and I was so warm it didn't even matter, because I was just like, I waited for that moment for a long time, and it was finally happening. So standing out there in that freezing cold didn't bother me one bit. So, and again, we exchanged numbers, and she called me a few days later, and that was it. The rest is history. Here it is 20 years later. We're still, still together. So everything's good.
I think he tells the best stories ever. Like, I always ask him to tell me a story. I never get tired of hearing his stories.
Me and my friends used to hang out. They would say the same thing, tell us a story, tell us a story. We'd just be sitting around hanging out. I had this friend, his name was Ed, and Ed worked on a grounds crew for a minor league baseball team. And we would go in at night after the games, and we'd sit up in the clubhouses. And we'd just sit there and talk and hang out. There's a bunch of us, there was a lot of us. And that was the one thing they would always say, "Hey, tell us a story. You tell the best stories." And, it was always a make-believe story, something that generally they liked the scary stories. So I would make up some spooky story that involved all of us. But it was just corny stuff, but you guys know I love telling stories, right? I think most of you guys know I have another channel named Calm Escapes. That was my first channel. Some of those videos are just awful, but it's got your tapping and crinkling and page turning on there and stuff like that. And she's actually the one that got me started in the ASMR, if you can believe that. But I don't think I really knew what it was, or she didn't know what it was, but I started watching ASMR videos because of her. She's got a huge family, and every Christmas she goes out and buys everybody the best gifts. Everything they want, she makes sure and gets it for them. And there's brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews, and it's a pretty big family. And she always picks one day of the year where she gathers up all the gifts and she gets in one room and she sits down on the floor and she gift wraps everything. That's like one of my favorite days of the year. I just love that day because it's all the crinkling of the paper and the scissors and the tape and the bows and when she does the wrapping, she kind of like mumbles to herself. So all that combined is like it's just one of the most amazing sounds I've ever heard, and I love watching her, listening to her wrap gifts. So I really enjoyed that sound so much, I started looking up gift wrap videos on YouTube just so I could hear that sound. And one of them was an ASMR video, and I didn't know what ASMR was. I didn't know anything about it, but I started looking up all these ASMR videos, and I was like hooked. Yeah, I was like, I couldn't get enough of them. So after a while, I thought, I can make some videos of my own, And so the very first video I did on my Calm Escapes channel, she did a gift wrap video. I pretty much begged her to do it. I was like, please do a video for me. So yeah, I didn't know how to edit or anything back then. It was, just I wanted to do a video so I could share her gift wrapping sounds with the world. So overnight, I had like 30 subscribers. I couldn't believe it. We went to bed that night. I uploaded the video, woke up the next morning, and I had like 30 subscribers. I was like, holy mackerel. And yeah, so that was my first channel.
Wow, I am stuffed. I can't believe you're still eating.
Yeah. You guys know me. Trying to finish up here. Wow, you guys. I'm stuffed.
Right.
That was a lot of food. But we always take some, we take a big plate of food to my mom, and she's got a huge family. We always pack up some food and take it over there to them, so they've got something good to eat for the holidays. So, but I hope you guys are having a wonderful Christmas. Hope you have a great New Year. Okay?
It's going by so fast.
Yeah, the years just fly by. It's just crazy to talk about. Yeah, talk about that day at Kroger's. That was 19 years ago. It's wow, time flies. But it's good when you can spend it with people you love and enjoy being with. So, but I think that's about it for today. As always, thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the video with the wife. Hopefully we'll be able to do some more and get her more involved in the whole YouTube process. So she'll be a pro, I'm sure, before you know it. But thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all of your awesome comments. Have an awesome New Year, okay? And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.